My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. KIL 909 7NSU 554 4AV 9810. It is 9:03 a.m. on Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. 8 BBU 448 5878 2T1 3058932. That's a Maine license plate on a flying horse, a large truck. City of Ontario 16068 1606896. And this is, by the way, 8TX and 709 31276F2 4LP2268. It's a license plate on a large truck. This is a KKW. That's a logo on the truck. And creating light activity is 25346T2. Security paving 8ZOX077 8FTB922 8TB8001 6YMR496 8DGW248. And again, the light source is in movement over, remaining in alignment with me while going up North Euclid Avenue and at this time. All right, and it's 9:02 a.m. So this is the pattern of conduct that is underway. That is remaining stationary over 630 well after at all manner of time, in other words. So I've got documentation where I've left well before 7:30 in the morning, for example, and remaining till literally 4 o'clock in the evening, but also after 10 o'clock in the morning, after 11 o'clock in the morning. The entity is maintaining the light source over me while you are listening to what is operation of a communication device. That is the third party, Eric Corey Spencer. And the last documented license plate that this third party has is JABO, monitoring with Tracy Banks. 7Z KT913 8GDP618 LINNL. And at 9th Street and Euclid Avenue in Upland, and the fake sun is moving over that 7-Eleven, where I showed you I arrived on the bus on the 5th. I'm not going here.
I'm going to get changed.
Oh, okay. Or I arrived on video off of the Omnitrans that remained in alignment on that vehicle at 9:47 a.m. Again, it is 9:05 a.m. License 8VGK704. And you can see an image, 8VGK704, who is stalking in the path, begins moving their vehicle as I operate the camera. You see the light source right above their car, and they are engaging in a movement, which is also creation of activity with knowledge of the fact that they're being documented. The light source, nonetheless, is directly in alignment with me while parked at the venue of 204 North Euclid Avenue in the city of Ontario at 9:06 a.m. This is P.O.C. It is currently 9:20 a.m., 8PTH732. I am standing on the sidewalk at Arrow Highway, across from Sammy's Market, which is at the intersection 8SQX237, the intersection in between 2nd Avenue and Euclid Avenue. I've been here before, documented heavy-duty POC, 6KJZ759. And the pattern of conduct is underway as, again, leaving from 630 North Fern Avenue at 9 a.m., 8:59 a.m. And again, at this time is when 8UTG 355, 5UPL 559. The light source remains directly over me on the over the vehicle at 630 North Fern. For example, it's not already over the Ontario Senior Center while I'm standing at the Ovid Family Community Library, for example, at 9:02 a.m., 6A 69478. It is not over the parking lot of the Dunkin' Donuts at 9:02 a.m., 8AVB 400, 5THT 690 712 MC, handicap. It's directly over the vehicle and moving street for street, turn for turn, as I have shown in the video documentation. 8 SCK258, and that is audio documentation that you heard, 8GNQ940 of Eric Corey Spencer, 70203S1, 8UXA144, 8JJC391 with Tracy Banks. Monitoring 8 CSB 674 with third parties such as these. These are demons that are crossing path, directed light while they are doing so. 6NLH 607, 22297S1, 7XQW 958, 8VCW 484, 8MZU 770. United States Postal Service also crossing path, 8GLF 235, 8UBA 362, 8URX 925, 5MVP 764, 7GMP 208, license 07004C3 Suzanne's Flowers, license 8SCB008, 4JKW039, license 81768S2, 8VSX 873, and it's 9:23 a.m. 58944, that's a handicap. That's a red Hyundai Sonata, a white male with sunglasses on and facial hair around his chin, a mustache, and a beard. Directed light is reaching toward me on the opposite side of the street where he is at while he's driving by. That's a demon. 7MWY473. And license 6A9478, stopping at Sammy's Market to engage in prolonged loitering. It's a Latino male with a bald head, engaging in terrorism. This is a demon engaging in that interstate stalking on behalf of the government, and doing so while loitering in a relevant position, while also directed light 86203W2, 8VGD463. License plate 7THH299. N197SO, 8NNM672, 7NSX828, 26314P2, 7MVW363, BF59M2 paper, 4TU, I can't say that one, 7VIM413, 8R47390, 6XJN138, 6WUU547, 7SLW081, 6HUX686, 7BCG332, 7KHK760, 66744M2, 58900E1, that's Perez Landscape and Tree Services. 951-712-0454 is a telephone number. That's a commercial vehicle driven by what is a demon-possessed stalker engaging in interstate stalking with the state and engaging in terrorism, 8RQT113, while engaging in this group stalking system. All right. Every last one of them driving by, which is also under what is a light source. That's also the indication of what are demons that surround. This is Satan hovering over me, not the actual sun, while demons cross path. 6 U.S.C. 863. Alrighty, and it is currently 9:25 a.m. License 5XSU 708. So, like I was stating, what you are listening to while the light source is over the vehicle as I'm in relevant position with Tracy Banks, who's driving the vehicle, license 4WON432, monitoring with her son, who is also of that same condition, demon possession, 7LKH176, and have been engaged in the precise thing that you heard. I'm subject to criminal system by the people of the state, including them, unbeknownst to me, and now documenting and you're witnessing that malicious conduct by psychopaths, engaging and threatening the life of their blood relative. 7XRX819, 7DXG990, 7TCK145, 8YDG989, BU41K30 paper, 8GYX692, BU49C26 paper, 7EMU233, 6LKP150, 8XQY028, 26307J1, 7NKZ526, 6GPP209 and directed light moving across the brick wall behind me. That's state facilitating venue on Upland City Hall. Loitering at Sammy's Market is a third-party facilitating venue. They're monitoring at that venue. All right, it's essentially Shiro's Liquor, where the fake sun is not over that venue. 8CIB899. License plate 5DBS021. License 6YWS007. 56199T2. 5UGG156. 8HNC504. 7TQM080. License 6EJH337. 7XYK548. 4EMM075. 6ATL399. 6WZ1419 or 6WZZL419, 8RUP474, 8TBF747, 6CJR070, 8DJB237, 1138PH, and there are two little letters or symbols that I can't see. This is an old white male with an old white woman in the passenger seat. They're driving a light blue Tahoe. All right, monitoring and directed light reaching across the street in the shade. License 7PWK791, 8ZJP132. This off-brand looking Shaquille O'Neal driving a piece of crap. Monitoring, license plate 8TWX584, 5CRR131, 8ZFV258, 8UJJ117, 8HOC194, 8RZY017. License 8GPD812, BM092H6, which is paper. 8PGW222, BU48G42 paper, 8ZKP207, 7JOL677, 377LL handicap. Lowe's Pro Supply, vehicle 12502, license 77260U2. That's Lowe's. And it's currently 9:28 a.m. Let's see, 7URV313, 5WYC468, 6WCL153, 3572, 7E3 I believe, and 5XSU708. That's a white Camry. 8ZGP241, 6UTJ832, 8AEP579, 7NXB521, 8KKC999 I believe, 8GWM677, 7DTF558, 8G55915, 7KFL132. License plate 7LDH481, 6H, I can't say that one, 7AGV856, 7MFB656, 8VEP544, 8WAS952, 4TPG154, 7VVP797, 7NKZ526, loitering at Sammy's Market across the street. License 7THV638. And directed light while 7NKZ526 crosses path on the City Hall brick wall. 8NTZ924 behind me. 7EQB737. All right, this is how prominent and wide and vast demon possession is. 8RVF023, and it is embedded into what is a criminal system by a government, the state of California, that's engaging in what is surveillance and what is terrorism. Understanding that condition that you are in, you have what is laser-like of light appearing on the brick wall behind me. You have what is not the sun that is over my head as I'm standing on Arrow Highway. All right, and you have what is directed light in the shade in front of the vehicles beside them while they are driving by on the opposite side of the street. 11436S1, 7SIJ or 7STJ 309, N19 7SL's crossing path again. 8VBY123, 63038B3, FedEx 25014070. 8LOB947. That is how broad and wide and far and very common demon possession is. All right. So want to be clear. The same. I drew another illustration. Directed light in a bathroom is terrorism and demonic activity, surveillance. 7XG and 522 in a bathroom. The P.O.C. prosecuted where the government is placing you under surveillance in a private space. 5JXK567, 80316B3, 5DTL 592, 8FYV 190, 7H68559, 4TESORS, 8GP0812, 7PPC 223, and directed light on the wall inside of a restaurant, or a 7KYZ374, a donut shop, as you saw at 11:31 a.m. inside of Dunkin' Donuts. 4XYZ821, I believe. 1528613, 7MOL000, 7UKJ188, 8VXC082, 8UDF456, 7UHF461. That Dunkin' Donuts is an illustration of the same exact directed light that's moving all along the street while demons are crossing path. All right, it's the ongoing demonic possession. 7MVU082 of those who are engaging in intentional presence in the path. This is what group stalking is. This is what demons are doing, and they're monitoring with communication devices. 6LUS416, and that's exactly what Tracy Banks and Eric Corey Spencer are doing as you are listening to them converse on a communication device. 7BBV055, which is the creation of audible activity. 4ZKY646, while maintaining relevant positioning. License 8XHV017, 8Z58238, I believe. And you have, what is the demon? 9176R2, I believe, rider going out of their way on this side street to cross path. 5SNL351, 24525Y2. You have the entity engaging in what is maintaining the light source over my head while inside of that vehicle. It is indeed the P.O.C. while directed light is inside of that vehicle and all around while Tracy Banks and Eric Corey Spencer are monitoring together. Again, Eric Corey Spencer's license plate, the last documented, 7DIR825. BL38F43, and the last documentation, let me get license, 1399978, that's Omnitrans bus number 1263, route 85, I believe, at 9:33 a.m. You have what is the last documentation of Eric Corey Spencer's license plate, which was 6UKJ307, JABO, as I stated, 8DHH257, and Tracy Banks keeping him on the phone. That's a method of audible activity. To create audible activity, you do not have to be in the path. That is by virtue, let me be clear, I'm documenting a third party who was engaging in the criminal system of monitoring. And this demon is on the phone while she goes inside a 7-Eleven where the fake sun is directly over. I captured this in an image for you to see. It is the P.O.C. And while he is at a distance, and I'm operating my phone, this demon is stalking with audible activity while left on the phone in the car with me on purpose. WRMHGS 4DIM535. You're not dealing with normal people. You're dealing with the demon possessed. And he's engaging in this while on the communication device. 45649N2 that Tracy Banks is operating in order to monitor. 66334G3. These are third parties who are referred to as insiders. These are those who open the door for the government and the people of the state. All of them demons alike engaging in this demented pattern of conduct, which is surveillance. All right, and so this terrorism is employed while at a distance on the phone. 6NIU699. 2TJV424. 8RHL507. 8NMA257, 8BJY360, 6KEM932, 7JMU561, 7VPK253, 8XWH682, 8TBF464, 7TKK766, 5GMP106, 8WNA752, 8NMX872, 8VQX969, and it's 9:35 in the morning. All right, I did capture video showing what is the fake sun, showing what is directed light. 5LJV847, 8ETF096, 8LNJ107, and reminding you about where I'm at that specific time, 9:35, which I use as an example. 7KYX821, 8ZGY061. 05358B1, 8UNK698, 7ACZ158, 485 MSC, license plates 89074A3, 8ENW102. Not only am I using this time of 9:35 as a reminder where I'm at, on February 5th, 2022, I'm still in Ontario at 8JWY161 At the bus stop, that is nearest address REA money transfer, which I was giving you an illustration of, because that same intersection, ETN M2, 7SFV 921, 6WSS 790, 8YTN 370, but I can't really see that one. That same real money transfer, the state's fake sun is over me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then moving north, which I also show in video as I get on Route 83 to come up to the Upland Public Library where the state's fake sun is already present. In that video, the light source is advancing beyond the Upland Public Library just like it did yesterday, going up to Vaughn's, keeping on a specific street over the vehicle with a light source. But nonetheless, 9:35 a.m., I'm still in Ontario on the 5th. And you see the light source moving over me in the city of Ontario, 8 NUC 060. That is not over the parking lot of the city hall. In addition to that, 6KLN 888 common sense dictates, I'm just pointing out, 7YC 0105, what is also impossible. You see my shadow, which is in front of me, speaking to what is the light source that is directly over my head, right where I'm standing on the sidewalk. And also you have what is no mistake about the absence of any light source, that is not the sun, that was remaining over Dunkin' Donuts, or is possibly remaining right now over the Dunkin' Donuts at 325 South Mountain Avenue in Upland, California. 7SES 588, which I documented from 9:02 a.m. up until after 4:40 p.m., 4:50 p.m. 4XKY 969, 8YBR 869, 7MBC 747. And these demons, 8YQW 548, 8AAB 561. As an example, 8TIK 792, while you see them driving under, again, number one, what is not the sun, and number two, that is shown by what is my ongoing consistent documentation of where I'm at, and you see the movement of the light source where I'm from that position. I'm nowhere in the city of Upland, and I arrive at what is the 7-Eleven where I've already been this morning at the beginning of the 9 o'clock hour, and you have what is my arrival to the Upland Public Library after 10 a.m., 10:05. The state's fake sun is right here, right now at 9:35 a.m. where I'm still in Ontario on the 5th. The light source is ahead of schedule. This is not the sun, and it's not also remaining. 8 LAX 467 remaining over Dunkin' Donuts. But also, in addition to that, you're looking at what is the directed light that's moving across the City Hall wall. 43165Y2, and literally that is what I'm saying with regard to these demons. All I'm doing is letting you know what their condition is. The criminal system, the pattern of conduct as you understand it, light, activity, and relevant positioning. That's what group stalking is. Group stalking is engaged in by the demon possessed, and it is Satan that is present in the environment. Satan is present through the people of the state. That includes the demon possessed fire department. There you go. License plate. License 1202940 ME226. That's called audible activity under the light source. Those are literally demons using a fire truck to engage in the pattern of conduct. Directed light on the wall of the Sammy's Liquor where the fire department is at. 7HGN322 is monitoring with the fire department. There is no engagement in the pattern of conduct that is in anything other than that very same malicious engagement. Those are demons driving a fire truck under what is not the sun, creating facilitating activity. 6RBT207, and that's why you have directed light. All right, CA70N79, and that is the engagement by demons. 7SHV364 to be removed from such positions. 1404972 Omnitrends 1328 monitoring as well. 7ZTN354 8RCV709. And so what I'm pointing out, first of all, is the absence of the actual sun. This is Satan itself. All right, using the demons of the Upland Fire Department. That's demon possession as demonstrated as you are witnessing. Audible activity creation under what is not the sun and crossing a path is group stalking. This is conduct of the demon possessed. The demon possessed are engaged in criminal conduct. 7JHM854. And that's why you also see not only what is not possibly the sun over my head in the city of Upland while I am still en route on a bus, which I've documented by video for you to witness, also in conflict with being over that same intersection, getting on the bus in the same direction at 3 o'clock in the afternoon the day prior. I'm referencing February 4th, 2022. But you have what is the state's light source present over me in the city of Upland and directed light while on the same street, standing in front of the same position where the demons of the Upland Fire Department are also engaging in the pattern of conduct, so that you can listen to that, because that's what that is. You were talking about a comprehensive system of surveillance. You were talking about what is the demonic activity and revealing how demons engage in this system, which is accomplishing a criminal objective. It is the engagement in what of massive monitoring with communication devices, and that's in violation of Title 18, Section 22618, subsections 1 and 2. And that's why these demons have what is impossible light activity, 8 U.S.C. 161. This is how Satan is literally revealing its own self All right, all I'm doing is holding up a camera. That's not possibly the sun. 6YRS100. That's not even sunlight that's shooting across the street onto a brick wall next to me. 70RD362, and that's literally what I captured on video. 49843Y2, 5MWD225, 7MLH504, 8XSD 568, 7XRZ205, BF01G6. I'm sorry, BF01G69, I believe, paper. 8RXV239. 8KJ6647, I believe, 8UUK707, 7CNE612, 6J18319. But this is not new. I've documented this same exact intersection, the same exact street, by the way. 8XCA141, and these demons showing their true form. Directed light shooting all across Sammy's Market, the city hall wall. 8UYU264, which is a method of what is the demonic practice of surrounding with directed light. While in the afternoon, the fake sun is over my head as I exit the Upland Public Library. 7HGA508, 6TMM 564, showing and illustrating what is not the sun as it would remain over the roof of the ceiling of the Upland Public Library. And then as soon as I exit, removing from that presence where it remained all day long, and keeping it over me, and then engaging in that pattern of conduct, keeping it over me. 7YTS124 as I would exit the Upland Public Library, and I stood on this very street. The entity engaging in flying in a circle, that's a demon pacing while the fake sun is directly over me in the afternoon. 71257HS. License 7PGU648, and you see the directed light that is all over the place. This is the same exact pattern of conduct in the morning. And by the way, there is no time of year or adjustment of our times where we move it up an hour or back an hour, where that is going to be the case where the light source is remaining all day long over the street. And that is exactly what I documented. And 69060G2, 8VKS29, I can't see those things, 6UXK806, 7AUV402, and this same exact pattern of conduct, as I also pointed out in video, is what Eric Corey Spencer and Tracy Banks are engaging in. License 8MFC351, while you are listening to what are the demon-possessed engage in a conversation which is achieving a criminal purpose, monitoring with the people of the state. 6TJZ366, with the people, as the people of the state. All right, they are one entity. 7UHV459, a demon-possessed entity. And that is documentation of what is terrorism. Identified as what are blood relatives monitoring with the government. 37886S2, that's relevant for the prosecution of such violent threats that they pose in that position. All right, maliciously acting as with the government and people of the state while subjecting you to that ongoing life-threatening 7DMN583, life-threatening pattern of conduct. X2500X, unbeknownst to you. CH Heart and K, unbeknownst to you. All right, so you're talking about engaging in that exact pattern of conduct. 7VEB941, which again is audible activity, relevant positioning, the communication of operation of a communication device while the fake sun's over my head. 9211881, while directed light is all around. This is the environment that I remain in. 8PRK920, 2ZED297. All right, and while literal psychopaths, just like you saw on video, license 8SPV132, license 7NOE190, literal psychopaths are surrounding, all of them focused on you together. All right, you are unaware of the fact that psychopaths are honing in on you, are focused on you, are obsessively engaging in stalking and surrounding you, and that is also revealed through the environment. This is Satan itself in the environment and Satan through the people of the state. 48304W2. Literally, that is speaking to the substance of the video that I documented. 6JTS412, 7LKV745, 1NHT307, 8PEX071, 7LLN317, 7YBN747, 8GWM677, license 6ZLF933, license 5ENA350, 7ZDY 724, 8KLT879, 7SLS957, 8AWN230. License 97481C1, Arbor Care, California 18727, and California 0328, I'll get that in a second, 90286G1, 6WOZ050. This is, hold on a second. Just want to make sure I get this mail monitoring at Sammy's Market. This is license plate 63803B3, loitering in relevant position at Sammy's Market, and the California number of this truck, California 0362694. That demon hurries up and gets in their car and drives off. I'm sorry, the truck. I took a picture of it. 8GQX402 8R04 and that is A&T Italian, but I got the license plate. 8NCN 168 FedEx 2501470. License 6VPL 795 36139P2 7LSL 518. All right. Also monitoring inside of the same parking lot. License 7DMN 583. License 6LMY 622. And it's currently, by the way, 9:50 a.m. CA72X59. And as you'll recall, it's not just, I'm just reminding you about the days prior, 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago. But you're going to recall 5EVH 586. I remain in the city of Pomona at an address, the Pomona Transit Regional Center, in transit and returning to and from the city of Ontario. This placement of the light source, again, this is the bigger picture. It is not present over anywhere, a parking lot in Sammy's Market, over the Upland City Hall, on a specific street of Arrow Highway at 9:50 a.m. I remain here. It's not coexisting being over the 7-Eleven as I capture in a still image. At 9:03 a.m. I'm at the Pomona Regional Transit Center. I am showing you the demons of the Pomona Police Department and the United States Postal Service, who are pacing back and forth in directed light under a fake sun in Upland, California today. All right, that's documentation that already exists, documented on January 27, 2022. 5WJM621. You have what is that ongoing documentation, also the directed light conduct. 5FHF282, 8STD921. And you have what is the engagement in that directed light is not only with regard to revealing a specific signature, that which is impossible, to revealing what is demonic. That's how the impossible is underway. All right, you have what is demon possession. And that is also the ongoing proof of what is not the sun over my head. All right, that's not normal light. That is that engineered light's directed light. 18385E3. And that is, again, another example of what is stalking with light. 8HHV098, as I literally am capturing them crossing path. That's what group stalking is. 7DBD156, 6RBT207, 8YCH690, 8RCN493. That is the criminal conduct and the terrorism, and that is speaking to the prosecution of the people of the state. 8XTP326, including those who you are listening to on my podcast, engaging in this pattern of conduct while I'm sitting in the car. 7CTM813. That is Tracy Banks and Eric Corey Spencer. And again, it is 9:52 a.m. All right, license 7UGS533, 7WKD638, and 6GFK067 is the license plate of the third party that you see crossing path. They're remaining in the street the moment that this demon knows that I'm turning, immediately speeding up and turning into the Sammy's Market. All right, but let me be clear, it's relevant positioning, but I'm just letting you know this is the obsessive stalking, the maintenance of relevant positioning that demons engage in. Demons are aware of what it is that you are doing on an opposite side of the wall. All right, you don't actually have any privacy. This is revealing what is criminal conduct, but it's also revealing the violation of the person, while Satan itself is actually using people and is present through the environment that's not the sun that's over me, while subject to what is surveillance by a state. This is relevant to what is the prosecution of a government engaging in what is unprecedented criminal conduct, and it's also revealing what are the times that we are in, and demonic activity being very, very real. All right, and all the ways in which, when you are documenting that pattern of conduct, it is the ability to prosecute that demonic system of terrorism while you are subject to what is being criminally placed under surveillance by a government. 8YME878, United States Postal Service crossing path again, and I documented what is FedEx in alignment with me in the parking lot of the Upland Public Library. 8RXP147, 8W23, 888, and also in this video using 9:53 as a time, reminding you when I'm in Los Angeles County at the Pomona Regional Transit Center, and the state's light source in violation of being present there. I'm present at the Pomona Regional Transit Center as of 9 a.m. and I remain there, and that's just on the 27th. I did it again on what is the 30th. None of this, all of this is documentation that is already published. And so you're speaking to and what is understanding what is demonic activity. And that's exactly what you are witnessing. While these demons are revealing their own identities, they're on video driving by, which is called crossing path. You're a demon doing so while that which is not the sun is over me. You're focused on me. You're stalking. That's very serious criminal conduct while you're engaging in surveillance with the government, 8 YTS 906. And you also have that ongoing affirmation while that which is not possibly sunlight is reaching at a distance around me, which is stalking with light, which is terrorism, is occurring while you are seeing them drive by. These are demons engaging in surveillance. 8DSW 586, monitoring with communication devices. 8LWM 283, while they are listening to every word that I am uttering about them while they do it. 6HRF 805, the ultimate psychopaths. 1613260, and sex offender. 8PHA 970, and this is not separate from what you were listening to on my podcast while Eric, Corey, Spencer, and Tracy Banks are monitoring. 8YSG441, rider, again, license 2732185 with a Indiana license plate. Vehicle 787748, 7SMR 103. All right, and it is currently, by the way, 9:59. It's now 10 a.m., and that's where the state's light source is at Arrow Highway, at the Sammy's Market, which is a third-party facilitating venue. I want to be clear, Sammy's Market at Arrow Highway in between 2nd Avenue and what is Euclid Avenue in the city of Upland. And again, it's not just that, it's the route that you're taking nowhere near Hope Boulevard, driving what is up, from 630 North Fern, where the light source is present at 8:59 in the morning, not at the B&G Plaza at 8:25 a.m., which is an entirely polar opposite position, as I'm showing you the demons of the Ontario Police Department, as I showed you what was their demonic activity, just like you heard the Upland Fire Department using their lights and their sirens, while they're also they're monitoring, and they want to be a distraction, but you're witnessing the demonic activity underway by demons in such positions. The Ontario Police Department under a fake sun at 8:25 a.m. at the B&G Plaza, that is not in any way coexisting with remaining over me in the polar opposite direction. As you can see, while I'm standing at that B&G Plaza and I'm showing you the S.I.I.S liquor, it's directly over the S.I.I.S liquor. It is not over my head behind me, hovering over, even in the direction relative to what is 630 North Fern. It's right there while I'm facing what is southeast, showing you the building of the S.I.I.S liquor, and where you're looking at the demons of the Ontario Police Department. All right, and that's the ongoing documentation that's already published. This is common since the state's fake sun is remaining over 630 North Fern this morning at 8:59 a.m., where Eric, Corey, Spencer, and Tracy Banks are monitoring together, and doing so while I'm subject to that pattern of conduct, as you hear me reading license plates of other third parties with whom those two are monitoring and doing maliciously so, okay? Very violent psychopaths who are engaging in an ongoing threat with knowledge of the fact that I'm documenting. In other words, having no intention whatsoever to ever engage in ceasing to pose that threat to the life of one who is aware of it and is documenting it. All right, interstate stalking with the government, that is an ongoing threat to your life, and the entity engaging in ongoing acts of criminal obstruction of justice, engaging in all manner of theft of everything that I own. All right, multiple acts of kidnapping with whom Eric, Corey, Spencer, and Tracy Banks engaged in that pattern of conduct with law enforcement. Also reminding you about what has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. All right, these are Black family members. All right, blood relative, has nothing to do with what is demon possession. Just want to be clear on that. And the entity engaging in that conduct with those two who you hear monitoring, this pattern of conduct that I'm documenting is not separate from what I just documented right now on video. They are engaged in that same exact P.O.C. All right, it is currently 10:02 a.m. State's fake sun is over the Upland Public Library, and demons fill the venue. This is ongoing surveillance. P.O.C. All right, that's a demon stalking with activity as I press record. This is the minions. These are the demon possessed, and the same demons stalking in the path on the streets with directed light under the fake sun, stalking in the bathroom at 10:06 a.m., which would also be seen on surveillance cameras inside of Upland Public Library. This is P.O.C. This is called activity creation in relevant position. I'm standing in a bathroom stall while Satan itself is prancing around in a bathroom in order to engage in ongoing surveillance. On surveillance cameras at 10:06 a.m., you'll see that third party walk out from the women's restroom. This is P.O.C. Where is he at? Oh, I hear her. Did you go out with like... 8 a.m. Audible activity and loitering, and doing so while monitoring the documentation as well. This would be seen on surveillance cameras. This is patrolling one after another, amplification of audible activity inside of the private space as well. And it is, again, 10:08 a.m. The Brody room, directed light inside of the Brody room, which is a means of maintaining light. That's impossible light. And this minion is of that you hear in operation of a communication device, loitering in the bathroom, creating audible activity. Let me be clear. It is 10:09 a.m. right now. Hi, can I get a? Yeah, can I get the? I already told you, right? The Dell book. And
I better hold on to your ID because I got in trouble last time.
Okay, you gotta hold on to it. Okay, I just want to let you guys. I don't have a problem with it. It's just that the other girl, she forgot to give it back to me.
Oh, okay.
So it's only fair if I give it to you that you're sure to give it back to me. Right. You know, that's all. Okay. Do you need my library card? No. It's crossing path, 10:09 a.m. And these are literally demons. Thank you. Okay, thank you. This is crossing path. I'm showing you what is pacing and directed light. Show you the directed light. Thank you. I'll be right there. It is 10:10 a.m. And this is the entity again. This is the reality of dealing with what are demons who are very violent sex offenders who insist on stalking in a bathroom as that sexual violence is being revealed. Then engage in what is I would call some sort of means of insisting on engaging in that sexual violence, and then, like I've documented at Ovid Family Community Library, literally creating what is a false narrative, presenting me as a sex offender while they put that libel in writing while the pattern of conduct is underway. Literally. This is the audacity, and this is how you're going to create that legislation and deal with those sex offenders engaging in that conduct. It is the egregious violence of a sex offender engaging in P.O.C. And again, this is an African-American female with a ponytail. She's in operation of her communication device, and doing so while entering in upon knowledge that they're being documented. I just want to make sure that I'm clear on that. And so you're talking about what is ongoing pacing in relevant position, coming up and down the stairs while the fake son is over the Upland Public Library, walking back and forth through the storage room, the ongoing door closures, which is amplified, all right? And it's also while the entity is aiming directed light. It's 10:11 a.m. And so let me also give you further context. This is a minion that's inside of the bathroom engaging in stalking and stalking in a bathroom. And then also is listening to every word as I'm documenting outside of the bathroom. They literally wait until they walk out, knowing that they're being documented. This is the reality of dealing with Satan. And so I'm just revealing it. This is called pacing. I'm capturing images of repeatedly crossing path. It's the same thing that I'm showing you on the streets outside under the same exact light source. Directed light is on the ground inside of the venue. That's the purpose of directed light being present. And the state is just engaging in cycling directed light all day long inside of this venue. What study room number did you give me?
Number 1.
Thank you. You sure did. Hi. Excuse me, I have a question.
Number 1, I can give you number 3 if that's comfortable. Okay. Okay, so I'll give you 3 then.
Hi, I have a question, ma'am. Are you an employee here?
Yeah.
What's your name? Tracy? Okay, thank you, Tracy. That's all I wanted to know. I've never seen you before. All right, thank you. Huh? Oh, she's a new one? Yeah, but not really. She's a minion. It is 10:13 a.m. That's amplification of sirens under the fake sun over the Upland Public Library at 10:21 a.m. The sex offender you see sitting at the computer and in directed light is the same sex offender stalking in the bathroom. The African American male standing at the staircase. Casey, right? Yeah. Okay. Casey crossing path in directed light while the entity is sounding sirens inside of the Upland Public Library. It is 10:21 a.m. That's P.O.C. And also inside of the study rooms, the state amplifying the impossible audible activity. Let me be clear, that's not audible activity. You cannot hear the train inside of the Upland Public Library. That's the ongoing demonic environment. That's documentation of what is terrorism. Those are the tactics of a demonic environment. Amplifying noise. This is the sex offender, as you understand the entity doing that inside of a private space. While sex offenders like you see sitting at the computer lab, this is the same sex offender engaging in what is loitering in the bathroom and doing so after documenting what is the other third party. So these are literally demons that are patrolling in and out of the bathroom while the state engages in what you just heard, sounding sirens inside of the library, while the fake sun is over the Upland Public Library now that I'm inside of it. Outside, you are looking at what is the fake sun that is moving progressively very far away from the building, the roof of the Upland Public Library, while I am standing what is on Arrow Highway. And this is, again, not only the documentation showing what's not the sun, you're understanding what is literally Satan, that's the light source, this is not the sun, and you are looking at that very precise placement of that light source over me based on where I am. All right, directly over the roof, as I'm showing you, walking back from study room number 1. This is directed light that's on the ground into the depths of the Upland Public Library, and then also keeping directed light. This minion, the sex offender that's stalking in the bathroom, is the same one that's sitting in that directed light at the computer labs, and the fake sun is directly over the roof, okay? That location, by the way, of the fake sun, as I'm showing you this morning at 10:20 a.m. is the same street, that's D Street, while inside of the Upland Public Library on the first floor, which is facing the direction south. That's the only direction you can see through those windows. I can't see north. I can't see any other sky space, for example, that would be shared over Dunkin' Donuts at 355 South Mountain Avenue. All right, this is not over the roof of Dunkin' Donuts, hovering just like I showed while I'm at that venue, and also over the roof of the Upland Public Library. Specifically over D Street as I continue walking inside of that computer lab. That's the movement of the light source. This is Satan itself. Satan itself engaging and patrolling inside of that bathroom using these demon-possessed stalkers who are listening to me document and engaging in that ongoing obsessive conduct. Let me be clear. This is the ongoing determination and the hostility by that sex offender who was monitoring the documentation. And that's exactly how those the people of the state and the government itself, which is a sex offender, is to be prosecuted, because you're understanding the P.O.C., you're understanding the knowledge that they have while they're engaging in the P.O.C., the hostility that is present while they are being documented and identified as engaging in a very specific pattern of conduct, P.O.C., and that which is relevant with regard to the acts of obstruction of justice that the entity is engaging in. So I want to be clear, the light source is remaining. It's 10:20 in the morning. The state's fake sun remaining present, as I've documented, again, over this roof, over D Street, into the evening. So like I said, it's 10:20 right now. At 1:02 p.m., as I documented days ago, the state's fake sun is remaining over the roof of the Upland Public Library. Just like I showed at Dunkin' Donuts. And let me be clear, that's not coexisting. That's not the actual sun that's over the roof of the Upland Public Library and also over the roof of the Dunkin' Donuts, and moving marginally from the roof to being right there at the street where the cars are driving, right beside the roof of the Dunkin' Donuts, remaining all day long over that same venue, which is Mountain Green, remaining over the roof, remaining and engaging in maintenance of presence over the store that is in direct alignment with Dunkin' Donuts. And that is the pattern of maintaining that light source, which is not possibly the sun, as it is present and capable of being captured, seeing the entirety of that object itself as it remained over and in alignment with me for an excess of 8 hours. Okay, that is to the exclusion of any other county. So in other words, common sense, contrary to what is occurring, where there's a light source over the beach in California, in sunny California. That light source is not over the beach, where it's remaining over the parking lot at 355 South Mountain Avenue, over the Mountain Green Shopping Plaza. All right. And so that is the ongoing pattern of conduct. And that is literally what is captured as a matter of documentation. The light source that is over the beach is not remaining over 355 South Mountain Avenue all day long. And you're not going to be able to capture it. And it's also not the experience of every single person where you are coming from whatever address you're at, and a light source is remaining perpetually over your head everywhere that you're driving, everywhere that you are walking, everywhere that you are going for the entirety of the day. Okay, this is speaking to what is targeting, and it is absolutely demonic while you are following with light. It is also revealing what are the times where this is the presence of demonic activity, the ongoing reality of it, the demon possessed. While you see them driving by and light is swiping across the wall behind me, while light is moving all across on the asphalt, while they are doing that, which is crossing path by demons, not normal traffic. This is surveillance that is underway by a demon possessed entity. And you have what is that ongoing pattern of conduct inside of a bathroom where the state is filling the venue with directed light, on top of the venue with a light source, and engaging and patrolling in and out of that bathroom space. That's what's going on. And by the way, while it's over the roof of the Upland Public Library, it is not above what is 280 North Lemon Apartments. And you also know that because you see in documentation for your own eyes to see, which, by the way, even if I didn't, this is common sense. You're over the roof. You are not over the 280 North Lemon Apartments. The 280 North Lemon Apartments are not on D Street in the city of Upland. It is south of the city of Upland. It is the 280 North Lemon Apartments. Is not only south, it is southeast, but you're talking about very precise positioning as I arrive, by the way, at that venue of the 280 North Lemon Apartments, which is in alignment with the state facilitating venue, the Ovid Family Community Library. This is not the same property. It is not hovering in the same manner. It's hovering over the roof and over D Street as it is hovering over the 280 North Lemon Apartments. It's not present and coexisting at the same time. In the same way, and that's how you have what is movement of that light source as I am in movement. And there is no relative difference with regard to my position in one city versus another. And again, you are talking about what is not remaining anywhere in the city of Pomona and then remaining over me while I them, and as a matter of documentation, going back to the Ovid Family Community Library, not ever on Euclid Avenue. It is not coexisting while I'm en route, arriving at the B&G Plaza and then walking to be at the Ovid Family Community Library, which again, I documented on more than one occasion, literally going to the venues at different times, and you're looking at what is the impossibility. Yet again, that's exactly what I show on May 4th, 2022, while I'm at REA Money Transfer at the intersection of Hope Boulevard and Euclid Avenue in Ontario after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the next morning when I am there around the 9 o'clock hour. All right, that is not the light source. And you're also looking at that identical conduct of remaining over me over one street. It is more than one level of analysis with regard to what is not the sun. This is relevant to what is the identification of a sex offender while they're stalking you in the private space. The psychopath that is monitoring the documentation of that stalking conduct. The entity that's engaging in terrorism while stalking and monitoring with communication devices as a government and in the shoes of the government. That's what vicarious presence is. That's what group stalking is. And doing so of that condition of demon possession, which is revealing the substance, the significance of stalking with a fake sun, is not just criminal. It is understanding what is the presence of Satan in the environment. This is relevant to information that you are being told by the government, by the people that you're looking at on TV, people who you may be listening to, who yield influence, and they're telling you one thing, and actually it is far from what you can ever fathom. And this is the reality, because I can't make it up. I'm literally just running the tape. And that's the pattern of conduct, which is entirely demonic. These are demons who are lying to you about what's going on in the natural environment. It is not any sort of global warming or climate change. This is Satan that is present, exercising control, and is very much real in the environments that surround you. And so the light source that is over the beach at Balboa Beach, at Venice Beach, it's not the actual sun as we know it. It is in the presence of Satan itself that is maintaining presence. There are very, very many who are of that condition, which is demon possession. And that's why as I stand on a street while Satan itself is hovering, and as a light source that is not the sun as we know it, you have that ongoing stalking by a demon while directed light is appearing on the ground and appearing on the walls all around me. And also stalking in the path, creating light activity, using their flashers, using whatever it is to create that light activity in the environment. That is also the method of stalking with light. This is all a matter of what is revealing demonic activity and the demon possessed. Okay, and that's relevant to what is criminal conduct. Now, with regard to the private space, these are sex offenders that engage in that sexual violence, and it is indeed sexual violence of an unprecedented nature while the government is surveilling you and doing so with the people who are also of this condition, demon possession, and engaged in all manner of obsessive stalking conduct and monitoring what it is that you are doing inside of that private space. And not, again, with regard to the relevance of prosecuting that, you are talking about what is also monitoring the documentation of that. So this is a sex offender who is very, very dangerous with regard to the knowledge that they maintain while continuously engaging in that pattern of conduct and showing what is necessary as a matter of justice with regard to that documentation as I have provided it. Not just the P.O.C, but also what's relevant when you are assessing what is necessary as a matter of justice with regard to punishment, with regard to the ways in which you are addressing the acts of obstruction of justice, as is vividly illustrated by sex offenders such as Sean Thrasher, okay? And the conduct that you have directed light in your bathroom, you are stalking in the bathroom, and you see the verbiage in that libel, which is what I am subject to. That's criminal defamation. While the sex offender is stalking in a bathroom, and that's why directed light is there. That's why the fake sun is not over the 280 North Limit Apartments in alignment with me in the city of Ontario. It's over the roof, as I documented on video today, again, and you have what is the absence of that light source by virtue of capturing it while standing inside of the Upland Public Library. I cannot see the sky space that is above the 280 North Limit Apartments. It is impossible, and I'm not going to be able to capture that. This environment is present at the Upland Public Library because it's the same environment that surrounds me, that is for an ongoing criminal purpose, which is terrorism, at the Ovid Family Community Library. Directed light is that ongoing presence, the indication of what are demons who are stalking, and stalking in a private space. This is different levels of prosecution and understanding that P.O.C. And then you have what are demons, very violent, sex offending, hostile demons, who then place into writing. This is relevant to what is criminal defamation, and you are going to federal prison for that. That is what is relevant as I go to the Pomona Regional Transit Center and I remain there, and a light source is over my head, which is not coexisting with being over me, in alignment with me, as I merely point my camera up above me and show you what is not possibly the sun. All right, and doing so while I'm again in the city of Upland. It's currently 10:33 a.m. and that is video that I captured. And that is audible activity of what are sirens. The entity that is monitoring, that I remain subject to, immediately sounds sirens, which is audible activity while the fake sun is over me. Okay, that's the P.O.C. That is the ongoing pattern as you pay attention as well. While the entity is monitoring what I'm doing on the phone, the creation of audible activity, this is the contribution, this is the facilitation, the maintenance of an environment for what is massive monitoring. Okay, and that is again in violation of Title 18. That's existing federal law, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. All right, it is 10:33 a.m. and that is P.O.C. All right, did capture video at 2:49 p.m. And this is video showing what is the light source, which again, this is Satan itself. This is the presence of the demonic in the environment. This is understanding all of the above with regard to demon possession as well, while being subject to what is surveillance with communication device, via communication devices. And this is by a public entity, the state of California and the people of the state, who are all in relevant position that is surrounding while this ongoing criminal system is underway. And it is prefaced by the maintenance of such light, the light source of while I'm at a particular venue, this being the Upland Public Library, and also the directed light, that abnormal light that is not sunlight, while that light source remains present. And so at 2:49 p.m., the state's fake sun, as I am standing inside of the Upland Public Library, I capture what is directed light that is on being aimed into the building. That is the absence of any ambiguity with regard to the perception of what is the omnipresent positioning of the sun that's also hovering over the roof of the Dunkin' Donuts, for example, or also over the 280 North Limit Apartments in alignment with the Ovid Family Community Library, where there is also, by the way, no position where I am facing north in order to capture even the direction of the Upland Public Library from that entranceway of the Ovid Family Community Library. And it is absolutely impossible to coexist with being over the B&G Plaza while the state is keeping the fake sun over me while I'm facing south at the Fontana Lewis Library where I am at that venue, and or walking to that venue, walking on Sierra Avenue after getting off of the bus at the Fontana Metrolink train station. This is all distinct with regard to the maintenance also of a light source, which is also the big picture you're going to remember. 9:35 in the morning, I'm showing you as a matter of video documentation, but it's before then. The state is following from place to place in order to illustrate what is stalking with not as what is not the sun. My video documentation is on Arrow Highway, which is on the sidewalk of the same Upland Public Library, which is behind me. I point out the monument where the fake sun was over me at 9:27 a.m. yesterday. This is the presence of the light source directly over my head. As you see in this video at 9:35, it is 10:19 a.m. when I'm inside, and that is a very specific migration to be directly over the roof, by the way, while I'm inside of the Upland Public Library, all right? And you have also in conflict with the ongoing documented presence where it is in every other city at every other time, including Los Angeles County at the Pomona Regional Transit Center, but it is over my head nonetheless inside of the Upland Public Library over the roof as I capture. And you have what is, again, at 250 being what is over D Street, which is facing south. While I am inside of the Upland Library, I am able to see the object itself through the doors, through the windows inside of the Upland Public Library. And this is also while light is aiming into the Upland Public Library, which is also impossible light activity. You are also looking at what is a hovering light source. That has, by the way, remained over the building. You're talking about from Arrow Highway to be over the roof to remain over the roof. But as far as what you see, and by remain, because I've shown what the pattern of conduct is, the state is moving the fake sun as I move inside of the library or any venue. And so you have what is the entity engaging in maintenance of that light source over this same street. You're talking about Arrow Highway, the building, the roof itself at 10:19 a.m. and remaining on D Street. And that is a series of hours as it is literally remaining over the same address. And that's my documentation as well. So I did capture that on video at 2:49 p.m. And this is the ongoing surveillance. And as I pointed out, you have what is a grand departure from remaining at this venue, capable of being captured, keeping that same impossible light activity and moving as I move. And so at 3:04 p.m., this is where the state's light source is no more to remain at the D Street, capable of being seen inside of the Upland Public Library on the first floor, facing south, facing that D Street, and seeing what is directed light that is being aimed onto the staircase on the second floor inside, which is none other than cycling of directed light inside, maintaining that light. That is the presence of Satan. It's a demonic environment. And that is also not the sun. And then you also have what is already impossible remaining over me at one address. That's in excess of 5 hours. You have what is then moving as I move from this venue. Okay. And so it's currently 3:04 p.m. and leaving from the Upland Public Library. That is P.O.C. SITH 11. And it's 3:14 p.m. and the state's light source not remaining over the Upland Public Library, which again, that's not the sun anyway, and in conflict, in direct opposition to what I documented for purposes of showing stalking with a fake sun. While I'm getting on the Omnitrans, I'm waiting at the real money transfer at Holt and Euclid. I get on the bus and travel north on Euclid. The state's fake sun is going south on what is the passenger side window, remaining directly over me, 6RGV294. After remaining for in excess of 5 hours over the Upland Public Library, that street, Arrow Highway to the library, to what is D Street on the opposite side of the same building, 5LGL039. And being in front of what is 297 on Euclid Avenue is not in alignment with the D Street of the Upland Public Library. And I'm showing that. I just took an image of it so you understand what is necessary movement of the light source and doing so as I move. All right, that is speaking to the surveillance conduct by the people of the state and also their condition. Stalking with light is entirely demonic. 5PFK207 97668B1. And these demons do so while you are looking at what is directed light, while they drive by. They do so while a fake sun remains over my head, while they surround. 8BRJ595. 8BJK102. License 93290M2 50769J2 6YHN848 8JMW144 8PQS193 7GHG954 24192M2. Oh, I think I read that one. That's Telaid 99505J3. License 7BPL403. It's 3:16 p.m. And so 2:49 p.m. standing inside of the Upland Public Library facing D Street. The light source is aimed directly inside, directly above what is adjacent to the windows of the Upland Public Library. And you have what is the light source that is 2:49 p.m. and it's 3:16 p.m. headed south on Euclid Avenue right now as I move 6JXM996. 5AQH925. 8YRV545. 8K21324.
So you need to call back and find out all the details.
1KL6899.
What else?
7SDJ962. 4DIA180. 4FKM817. This license 1KL6899 is a trailer. It says R&R Tree Service, and it's attached to a vehicle. But that's a license plate that's attached to that trailer with that logo. 8CPU155. 4DIA180. Yeah, that's an old Camry. I read that one. License 96751Y2. 8AXT279. 8VKR629. 19679X1. 7HNR938. 8HKM195. 7KUF762. 8JDB760. 27401S1. 54313C2. Dang it. 6KIM172. 7BCG574. Alrighty. Again, it is 3:22 p.m. on the 10 westbound freeway. Fake sun right over my head on the freeway. License 8RAS638. License 8HPW494. License 5DES705. License 8EBR295. License BM61W10, that's paper. License 6EGJ737. And let's see. License 8MZK258. License 8HKL771. 8HYU280. 8XDG041. License BV753, that's handicap. License 8U71582. 6RDF981. Alright, license showing what is directed light and the fake sun that's over my head. Directed light is appearing on what is the roadblock on the side of me. And you have 8FHM047, demons engaging and crossing a path on the road. The same exact pattern of conduct. 52213X2, that's waxy. Sanitary supply, they're monitoring. 7RFM875. License plate 40517E3, 18504Y2. 8SPJ910. And on the 10 freeway, again, passing over what is the Yum Yum Donuts. I believe it is we're approaching right now the Convention Center. What is the street? This is the 4th Street. No. This isn't 4th Street. 92811X1, 7FDJ917, 8ERJ630. 7K55341, 8UHR949, 8AIU065, 63147U2, 5WFM278, 6SUE954, 8HLH093, 76426P2, 6YJK566, 728892, that's a large truck. ILBABY 7FSJ275 U86 9JB 7JVK367 5BJP823 6TJG855. And as I showed in video, directed light and the light source is remaining over me. It does not matter what the substance of the conversation is. It's audible activity, and it is deceiving what is ongoing monitoring. So that's what you're listening to. This is P.O.C. 8YGY390. That's exactly what I just captured on video as well. It is currently 3:26 p.m. United Rentals engaging in directed light inside of the vehicle 8CFX095, and we're on actually what is Vineyard. That's where we exited. All right, so on that video, we're on the 10 freeway. We're on the 10 freeway while the fake sun is remaining over me on the 10 freeway, exiting off of Vineyard. And so it is the exit right before Vineyard, which I believe, if I'm correct, is, I want to say that's 4th Street. But it is currently, by the way, 3:26 p.m. License 8UMW692. License 8UVK891. And the safe light source, again, as I show on video, is at the San Bernardino County building, where my documentation is showing the ongoing P.O.C. at the county building in 2020 at all times of the day, remaining over me in the same exact manner everywhere else that I go. The San Bernardino County is the state facilitating venue, and this is also the latest documentation that I published with regard to the pattern of conduct at this government venue. This is a state actor, all right, the county building, which was November 17, 2021, where the state's fake sun was over me in the morning. It is present. It's 3:29 p.m. It is directly over me in the parking lot. Relevant positioning as they are lined up outside. Directed light is on the grounds on the asphalt, and you have the same exact P.O.C. following from Upland Public Library. It's 3:30 p.m. License 8D09551. Driving in directed light that's on the asphalt. All right. It is currently 3:30 p.m. This is P.O.C. at the San Bernardino TAD office. This is 1627 East Hope Boulevard in Ontario. Alrighty, so license 8XPS240, and what I captured on video is, again, showing what is on the 10 freeway, and remember, this is after remaining stationary over the Upland Public Library, and that's exactly what that is from 9:35 a.m. until 2:49 p.m., and all of this is mutually exclusive to remaining stationary over at Dunkin' Donuts at 355 South Mountain Avenue. You're going to remember that, while, again, after capturing that documentation, the light source is remaining over me while on the freeway, and directed light is being specifically aimed onto the roadblocks on the side of the freeway where I'm at, while the light source is remaining over my head on the 10 freeway, and doing so as getting off at the freeway at Vineyard, where I noted in video that I captured, the light source is over me, passing over the same Starbucks, which is, again, documentation of showing where I am at another date. Early in the morning, 7:35 a.m. on January 22nd, 2022, the state's fake sun is over the S.I.I.S, which is directly in alignment with me while I'm at the Starbucks at 111 North Vineyard Avenue, and the state kept a fake sun there. All right, on January 22nd, I then get on the bus, and that's how I'm able to capture what is the ongoing illustration of surveillance that I remain subject to at, for example, B&G Plaza, where the light source is not present at the B&G Plaza already. It remained over me at the Starbucks, where I was right now after 3 o'clock, after getting off the 10 freeway, after remaining at the Upland Public Library. And you have what is the state's light source going street for street, turn for turn, including freeway exit. It's the same street and going back to the city of Ontario. That is not the light source that would remain and then engage in that ongoing movement back to where, again, pursuant to what is documented early in the morning. If this was the actual sun, first of all, it's not going to be remaining present, capable of even being seen over this address where it's present over me at 7:35 in the morning. That will be a consistent, ongoing presence in the morning. For example, if I want to see the sun rising at Starbucks, if that's where the actual sun is, then I will be able to go there at 7:35 in the morning and see that, right? The actual sun's not going to remain over there at that Starbucks, though, at 111 North Vineyard Avenue for the duration of a day. That's not the sun. That's not possibly the sun. It is also not anything characteristic of the sun as we know it, and it is also not any explanation what that is any regard whatsoever relevant to things such as what has been referred to as climate change or global warming. All right, this is that which defies nature. It is the impossible. As, by the way, it's not just the fact that it's there after 3 p.m., 3XIV217, a demon monitoring. It's not just the fact that it's there. It's the fact that it's following from what is the Upland Public Library. All right. After remaining, again, on Arrow Highway over my head inside of the Upland Public Library, remaining aiming directed light. You see that demon sitting at the computer lab, at the computer in front. Directed light is on the ground. While that demon moves his arm, you see that movement in that directed light that's on the ground. That's absolutely impossible light activity. All right. And even using that impossible circumstance that I am documenting as a matter of objective evidence, 6TBW545. That light source is no longer, this is the impossibility, it's remaining present for an excess of 5 hours. But even then, the moment that I leave from the venue where the light source is remaining for an excess of 5 hours, immediately the light source moves. This is not some ongoing movement of the light source that just appears as though it's stationary while I'm at a single address. All right. That is maintenance, a perpetual maintenance of presence with that which is not possibly the sun, and documented as I go from upland to the Ontario, city of Ontario, 7FRG867. And it is speaking to what is the absence of, again, as is already shown, when you're remaining over a building, over a parking lot for an excess of 8 hours. But you have what is not possible to coexist while it's remaining over the Dunkin' Donuts at 355 South Euclid Avenue, which is what I'm capturing at 440 while I'm sitting inside, and directed light is aiming sitting on the table, on the chair in front of me, in an absolute opposite direction than what is the rest of the directed light inside of that Dunkin' Donuts, while that light source that was over the roof of the Dunkin' Donuts at 9:02 a.m. remains physically present, the object itself, over the same parking lot in perfect alignment with the entrance of the Dunkin' Donuts, aiming directed light inside of the depths, spreading onto the floor inside of that Dunkin' Donuts. In other words, an impossible light activity, while the light source remains in alignment with me. All right, which I capture at 4:40 p.m. That is not any presence where it's going to be visible for me to capture the totality of this object over me on the 10 freeway. All right, after 3 p.m., let alone remaining over the Upland Public Library, let alone the ability to even capture it while I'm standing this morning on the sidewalk at Arrow and First Avenue. That's where I'm at the Sammy's Market, the Upland City Hall. The light source is right over my head. That's not over the parking lot. I'm not able to capture the roof of Dunkin' Donuts from right there. You are not in the same position to have the light source directly over your head, directly over the roof at 355 South Mountain Avenue, while you're also over my head at the Upland City Hall. And that's just those two comparisons. It's the same when I'm in Pomona, California, where I also showed the movement of that light source from a distinctly different location, starting at what is Ontario at the B&G Plaza. That's in 2 different days. Actually, I came from what is Starbucks, where you just saw the fake sun after 3 p.m. I started that day, January 30th, 2020, going to the Pomona Regional Transit Center, specifically documenting the Pomona Police Department on January 27th, 2022. All right, this is showing what is an ongoing maintenance of presence and the overall impossibility of the remaining of such a light source that is not possibly the sun. As I am on D Street at 9 o'clock in the morning, the actual sun is not present on D Street, any portion of D Street in Ontario between the intersection of Holt and E at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But this is what I've documented. All right. This is exactly what I documented. And you have what is the light source that is remaining over me coming from the Upland Public Library, driving south on Euclid Avenue. And if you'll recall, again, I remain at what is the intersection of Holt and Euclid on May 4th, 2022 at 8. It's approximately 8:13, 8:14 in the morning. That's the same intersection that I'm at in the afternoon. And this is the light source that's directly over my head. This is the exact same intersection. After it's following as I go from that intersection to the B&G Plaza, to the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, then to Mercy House, and then to what is the U-Haul at the intersection of Bonneview and Euclid Avenue at that bus stop. The light source remaining over my head the entire time. Okay, going through all manner of that. And that is also showing what is already of record, where I'm at these addresses, passing through and passing by them, and doing so at a different time of the day. The actual sun is not remaining present such that it is remaining in a single city in order to be going up and down and up and down. And that's what the light source is doing, up and down and up and down in a single city. All right, at all times of the day. And that's exactly what is necessarily occurring when I'm able to capture at 507 North Euclid Avenue, Starbucks, at 8:19 in the morning while in the drive-thru, the light source that's in perfect alignment with me. And then at what is after 3 p.m., I'm showing you what is the light source that is on over above the building adjacent to that Starbucks, while that light source is aimed onto me, and that is the U.S. Bank.
Avenue,
and that's
Ontario,
exactly
California.
what I documented. So anyway, it's currently 3:43 p.m. It's license 7EKD698, and that is the videos that I captured upon leaving the Upland Public Library, and it is exactly as the P.O.C. has been documented, and exactly as I have already stated, the departure from remaining for an excess of 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours over the Upland Public Library in the city of Upland. All right, and then remaining over me while then on the 10 freeway. That there is no ubiquitous presence, no omnipresence of a light source, let alone over a single city. All right, it is currently 3:44 p.m. back at 630 North Front, where the fake sun is over this intersection. All right, this is P.O.C. 73161K1 6XXT119. And this is ongoing operation of a communication device, audible activity creation, and literally just pacing around while I remain subject to monitoring. All right. It's 3:44 p.m. 8G30838, 7GUZ 123, 7SBU 725, 8CWV 142, DU 749 handicap, 6YFT 179, 7GJY 509, 5LXZ 802, 7UKP 789, 7TEF 240, 6MIT 355. What you will remember, again, common sense, I'm just connecting what I've already documented. The state is keeping a fake sun at 3:07 p.m. in alignment with the Ovid Family Community Library. That is impossible to be the case while I remain at the Upland Public Library, and the light source is remaining over there, 8 LAM 373. And the light source is remaining over that building, over the D Street. That is an perfect alignment with that window, aiming directed light inside of that venue, speaking to what is the maintenance of a light source. That is not in alignment with the entrance of the Ovid Family Community Library, nor at 347, which again I'm documenting while I'm showing the light source that's over me after getting off of the 10 freeway, coming from Upland. And also at 3:57 p.m. It's 3:45 p.m. right now. This is P.O.C. 6XDL 183, 7WLN 418, 8DYY 566. License 7JWJ 482.
On Thursday.
7WKN 974. Spectrum Crossing Path 7DSU 742. That's not Spectrum's license plate, that's another third party. And directed light in the car while they are driving by, 6PMA 138. Alright, the same with this demon license plate. Let's see. 8FBV 988. And it's 3:56 p.m. The state's fake sun is over the same street, which is Euclid Avenue, just like it is in the morning. Again, that's in the morning when I'm on Euclid Avenue, because that's not coexisting with remaining, first of all, over 630 North Front if I'm there, but also at Hope Boulevard, where the state is keeping it stationary. All right. License AHHA 78TA 062, 16918Z1, 57542R1, DOOOOPE, 654-64549C2, I believe. It's 3:57 p.m. 8WTF 759. A license 8YZE 791, 8GDP 618. Four JXW 481, 8JE. Oh, I can't really see that one. 8ZAY 679. 6WBE 962. 8RUV 047. 7WOJ 307. License 7UPN 111, 8FRR 558, 5DLG 588, and it's 3:58 p.m. 8BDG 114. Group stalking at the Upland Public Library, where the state follows to remain back over the vehicle, following street for street, turn for turn, returning back to this venue under the fake sun. It is 3:58 p.m. All right, showing video of what is the light source as I'm standing at the entrance area of the Ovid, excuse me, not the Ovid, wrong criminal establishment. Let me get some of these license plates out here, because they're monitoring while the fake sun is present at 4 p.m. And the state's light source is present remaining as of 10:19 while I'm inside of the venue, but remaining, literally, you're talking about what is Arrow Highway to what is D Street while I'm inside, capturing at 2:49 p.m. And then moving from that venue, remaining street for street, turn for turn, including back to the city of Ontario, and returning to the city of Upland to be over that venue. All right, this is a demon that is crossing path. This is a white demon, her race is, she is a white woman, she is a demon, 6ZWH873. And while she crosses path, the same directed light as Tracy Banks crossing path under what is not the sun. All right, it is currently 4:03 p.m. licensed THE3PCT. This is a state facilitating venue where criminal conduct is underway. The Upland City Hall, it's a state facilitating venue. Government actors, who I have specifically documented by name already, by the way, engaging in this pattern of conduct, and that's why you have this demonic light, including the Upland Police Department, an African-American female on the passenger side, and a white male in the driver's side, driving license 1590769. All right, license monitoring with them 7XZH264. All right, and this demon that is engaging in that terrorism is whose license plate I read already. Not only she's monitoring with law enforcement, understand that she's engaging in that terrorism. You have directed light that's on what is the parking lot, the roofs. These are like these metal hoods over the parking lot, which is the same parking lot where the state's fake sun was this morning, by the way. She is in crossing the path, and she's monitoring with a minor. She has braided hair with shorts on. She's going to state facilitating venue toward the Upland Public Library and the Upland City Hall. Again, that's 6ZWH873, engaging in that terrorism while holding the hand of a minor. All right, this is what demons do, and this is that public corruption, and it does not matter what is the outward appearance of that demon-possessed actor engaging in what is surveillance with the Upland Police Department, who intentionally cross path visibly while they are listening to me engage in what is absolutely lawful. It's the demonic effort to try to intimidate and terrorize while they're monitoring my documentation. LVMADSON 8WHA862 7LZV663 7ZTF088 BT68S78 6GRP118 8WNR 201 42650C2 1603322. And let's see, license 8PNJ 785. See, I already read that one. License 7TMK 671. License 6VOA 924. 8DHB 7. Hold on. HGAB 713. 7FJL 680. 7KKY233, 7LKV890, and they're all monitoring together. That's why directed light is occurring. Okay, that's what that ongoing hallmark is revealing. Alrighty, that is loitering in relevant position, sitting in the vehicle in relevant position while directed light in the fake sun is present. I'm speaking of what is law enforcement. That is C. Clession, last name spelled CLESCERI. All right, that's the midget getting out representing law enforcement and engaging in surveillance by crossing a path, engaging in what is a terrorizing threat in directed light and under a fake sun, monitoring the documentation, a demon not having to speak to you, especially in the position of law enforcement, while they are also monitoring my documentation and pointing that out. That's the directed light, and the light source itself is the ongoing environment. While you are sitting around in your car, while you are engaging in walking around with your minor children, that's how surveillance is underway with communication devices. They don't have to say anything. But I'm also speaking to what is the demonic pattern of conduct, while you are also documenting that pattern of conduct and revealing all of the methods employed by what are psychopaths. I want to be clear, the entity engages in such acts by law enforcement as documented right now, which I did capture that officer whose names I spelled out. His name is on the back of his collar, and he's with an African-American female who was sitting in the passenger seat, and I read that license plate of Upland Police, who go into state facilitating venue of the Upland City Hall, and it's currently 4:06 p.m. They are monitoring with the people of the state. The Upland City Hall is located at 460 North Euclid Avenue, and again, as I've stated, I've already documented government actors at that venue where the Upland Police and the Upland Fire Department engaged in the exact same pattern of conduct, stalking via aircraft as I walked to and from this venue. And I also engaged in what is even speaking at the Upland City Hall and speaking to what is that criminal system that I remain subject to while they were engaging in the P.O.C. So let's be clear. I was literally telling Satan what it already knows. Satan knows exactly what I was doing, and that's exactly what I was subject to. The pattern of conduct while I was speaking on the floor, I held the floor at the Upland City Hall, and what is a method of reporting the criminal conduct that you are subject to while those are demons that are in positions of government. I've already published this P.O.C. That I was subject to at the Upland City Hall, but I want to be clear, this is my reporting to what is the criminal itself, and this is why also you are understanding federal policy and federal prosecution is the sole means. after documenting, and that is doing so publicly on the venue of the internet, while the government is engaging in surveillance with the people of the state. You have what are the criminals themselves in the positions of the government, of law enforcement, while you're subject to that pattern of conduct, and sitting there engaging in the P.O.C. while you are speaking to them about that P.O.C. But that was the laughable. All right, but let me be clear. It was the ability to document those government actors by name while they were engaging in that criminal system, and doing so under the guise of what is their position, and it is also revealing their condition, which is demon possession. While this same exact pattern of conduct is even underway right now at that state facilitating venue, the Upland City Hall, in relevant position to the Upland Public Library, where, by the way, the actual sun is not remaining over the Upland Public Library or the Upland City Hall for the duration of the day. All right, and that is the significance of the video that I captured at 4 p.m. Around 4 p.m. while I'm showing you what is Tracy Banks, who is monitoring the entire time as you're listening on podcast and on in my video documentation. She's engaging in operation of a communication device, whether she's talking to the minion by the name of Eric Corey Spencer, license plate JABO, or another minion who was engaging in the same conduct. That is audible activity creation while she's in operation of a communication device. And what's the form for this psychopath's monitoring conduct? It is calling shelters while she is monitoring. Like I said, the Ontario Police Department, San Bernardino County, who arrived while the pattern of conduct is underway, the fake sun is over those demons, which is in direct conflict with remaining over the Upland Public Library. It does not coexist. But nonetheless, like I said, you have what is the ongoing engagement of a pattern of conduct while outwardly saying and talking about whatever it is you're saying and talking about, and whatever it is you appear to be doing. State surveillance is ceaselessly underway. Demonic activity is ceaselessly underway. Right? And that demonic activity is relevant to what is terrorism. So anyway, like I said, that is the incredible documentation that I literally just captured. And let me be clear, 9:35 a.m. and what is 3:59, I captured this video. That is over the same address. This is the same parking lot. This is being over the Dunkin' Donuts for 8 hours at 355 South Mountain Avenue, which is distinct. It's not coexisting. This is remaining at the Ovid Family Community Library, 9:52 a.m. Until 3:57 p.m. This is remaining at 630 North Fern. You're talking about 8:14 in the morning, 4:27 in the afternoon, in the evening, remaining directly over me as I've documented. That's the impossibility of what is not the sun, as it is consistently documented, and this is the impossibility, and to the exclusion of any other location as well, where you're documenting that light source. And that is speaking to, again, because there is only one sun, and not only that, this isn't even sunlight that is also coexisting with this documentation, as I'm speaking to what is a state surveillance system, and it is a pattern of conduct that is entirely demented, and speaking and revealing what is the demented mindset, the demented condition of those engaging in it. And those who are engaging in it are in positions of government, they're in positions of law enforcement, they are in positions of the fire department, literally getting on the 10 freeway and engaging in that demonic obsessive stalking conduct just because they are focused on what I'm doing, stalking under a fake sun while they get on the freeway. Do not continue sounding sirens while they get on the freeway. All right, just sounding sirens while they go past me to get on the freeway. All right, and then you have what is the ongoing pattern of flying over that freeway as well, while the state is keeping a fake sun under me. This is an identification of that ongoing pattern. All right, it is currently 4:11 p.m. back at Upland Public Library. This is P.O.C. (8AOE 634, 7YCA 110, 6RWB 368, 6ROU 485, 8T00660, 8CWY 749. That's audible activity and directed light. I'm in the Vaughn's parking lot. My shadow, I have two shadows to my right, LADYRE. That minion is licensed NV4STOP. And I have two shadows, which are, it's like stuttering shadows, like one shadow on top of another, to my right, and that, I'm sorry, the other two shadows are to my left. That's audible activity and directed light. It's P.O.C. at Vaughn's. They're monitoring Uptown and Country across the street, the shopping plaza, with regard to what is relevant positioning. It's currently 7:04 p.m. AGKG049, 7JXU519, and this demon over here, waiting for me, license 5RDM218, waiting to get documented. It is 7:31 p.m. No, I read that one already. I read that one too. 8AOF 568, sitting in the darkness waiting for me. It's monitoring at Vaughn's. We are now exiting, completing a purchase at 7:31 p.m. POC. All All right, license 7ZAF 876. Alrighty, and you have what is just loitering in the parking lot in directed light, sitting around in their vehicles with their headlights on, and like this one, 8AOF 568, sitting in the dark while other minions are patrolling with light. It's called maintenance of presence in the pack. I'm at 732. 6ADA 104. Doing the same on the side of the vehicle, monitoring. Again, that's 6ADA 104, yeah. 022 ZHU, that's an out of state, looks like Nevada. At 7:33 p.m. I'm monitoring at Chase Bank. Sitting around on the side, that's given away for all of them. 6UEY119 at Chase Bank monitoring, documenting themselves on the ATM. License X2500X. Because I can't see and I need to see these license plates while I document these minions. Okay, let me put it up there. Yeah, that's X2500X. It's 7:33 p.m.
Anything out the bag that you want to stay?
8U24M9, that's Tennessee. 22152S1. All right, monitoring inside of Uptown and Country Shopping Plaza. It's currently 7:43 p.m. 6ZQV466. 6HNE347, 8ECL250, 8SVB055. License 8FGT315. And it is currently 7:54 p.m. That was hazards. The license plate that I read. You have a third party. Again, this entity is monitoring my documentation. So you'll have what is an act of hostility. These are demons also. This is how you're interpreting their conduct. While it's criminal, okay? But these are demons, all right? So you're talking about what is hostility. As I documented Blink Fitness earlier today, as the fake sun was over this same block where the state is keeping its fake sun as I get up in the morning and leave this location. And that's what I documented earlier this afternoon, and then returned to Upland Public Library, okay? That's P.O.C. indeed. And so Blink 182, you have a minion that is aware of that documentation, which is engaging in not only the pattern of conduct, but also a show of hostility while they're engaging in that terrorism and stalking the path with lights right in front of Blink 182. The entirety of the venue, that shopping plaza, is monitoring, and not by itself either, but parked right in front, intentionally in a relevant position, in alignment, in front of Blink Fitness. In case I don't want to say the band name, it's Blink Fitness, which is off of G Street. It is currently 7:55 p.m. It's P.O.C. It's 11:44 p.m. 6PQC484. I'll get that one in a second. I'm going to get the stalker's license plate. They were crossing path. In the midst of doing so, stalking with activity. And as I get out of the vehicle, they begin parking right next to 630 North Fern, which is an ongoing method of, first of all, averting my looking at their license plate, and also the creation of light activity by pacing. It's 11:45 p.m. The state engaging in ongoing directed light inside of the vehicle, touching with directed light, and stalking. This is a third party that is stalking in what is an F-150 parked right outside, and the state is repeatedly patrolling over Fern Avenue. This is P.O.C. This is terrorism, and this is a demon engaging in this conduct at 11:45. This is the conduct of the people of the state. This is state surveillance, and this is the ongoing demented pattern of conduct. P.O.C. Alrighty, first of all, the correct license plate in front of me is 6POC481. Believe, yeah, 6POC481. And the third party's license plate in front of 630 North Fern, license 21209C2. This is a male sitting in the car in the middle of the night, stalking, listening to every word that I'm documenting while he is stalking in the night as well. 8NAW854. 6YOX838. It's 11:47 p.m. 6G. Oh, I can't really see that one. It is 11:47 p.m. This is P.O.C. outside of what is 630 North Front, where this third party parks in front of that venue. 6XXT119 8NNF160. This is the one that's going to federal prison, engaging in criminal summoning. While that pattern of conduct is continuously documented and underway, and that act of criminal summoning is documented and still engaging in the P.O.C. with an entity that is continuously engaging in that stalking conduct. It's currently 11:47 p.m. still.